Hey everybody, welcome back to Christopher Garza Real Estate News. So why are people increasing their home prices after they've been sitting on the market for a little while? Well, there's no good answer to that, which the reason why is you shouldn't be increasing your prices unless there's a huge drastic change and maybe you, in the middle of putting it on the market, decided to put in a brand new driveway. Who knows? There is no real good reason why you're increasing prices if it's on the market and you've decided on a price. Again, unless there's crazy circumstances like you're getting hundreds of people walking through your home and you have so many offers that you know what, maybe it is worth a little bit more. And even then, it's a great strategy to price it under what the market is really kind of calling for. That way you do get all those buyers and you're getting competitive offers and you're not sitting on the market for an extremely long time and paying the holding costs, having to keep your home clean, having to always leave so that people can come in and view the home on, and even open houses, having to find something to do on Saturdays or Sundays or Thursdays, whatever day you do the open houses. So before getting into that too much and getting all the stats behind that, if you wouldn't mind smashing that like button, there is no selling in this channel, just great information if you do live in these areas. So we're going to start off the show with, well, like we always do, with the 7-day numbers. We have new listings, 111 new listings, and for every listing that's going on for pending here, we have a little bit under one home coming off. So 111 new listings, 101 pending at the moment. And why is this red right here? Well, 5 individuals increased their prices. And I highlighted this. I looked into it, and 3 of them were basically the same exact development in raising the prices. And I kind of was thinking, why? Why would somebody increase their price if it's been sitting on the market for a little while? The only thought I could think of, if you look at the mortgage rates and how they're doing right now, is mortgage rates are going down slightly. So possibly they could have been thinking, okay, well, buying power or purchasing power is a little bit better while the interest rates are going down. So let's go ahead and just kind of go along with what the mortgage rates are. Not the greatest strategy. If nobody's going in and giving you offers on your home within the first 7 to 10 days, if that home doesn't go off the market, you're going to be taking a hit on that price. If you do sell it within those first 7 to 10 days, you're going to be looking at 100 up to about 107%. I'm sorry, 103% of your listing price. Now, if you miss that mark and you go out to, let's say, 20 days, you might be getting 96, 97% of that original list price. Now, if you miss that mark and you're going out to 40 days, gosh, I mean, you're looking at 93, 92% of that original list price. So increasing the price after it's been on the market, and if you haven't had people going through and giving offers, or you haven't had great feedback about who knows what, is keeping them from buying that home, but if it's not great feedback on it, there's no point in increasing that price to kind of go with what looks like the mortgage rates at the moment. So now, as we talked about, mortgage rates at 7.03 has gone down a little bit since the beginning of this week, even the beginning of this month. So that's good news for a lot of the prospective buyers out there and sellers, because when you do have your home on the market, the buyers are going to be holding back because of their purchasing power. Now, this raises up their purchasing power a little bit, so you might see a little bit more activity, either going through your home, or if you do decrease that price a little bit, which you should be doing after those initial days of being on market, that initial week of being on market. Got to talk about, hey, maybe we missed that mark. The only way to get that in front of certain eyeballs is to lower that price and get it at the top of the hot sheet. So, do I have stats to back this up? Absolutely. As you can see, average percentage of original price here, which means you price it at $1 million. That's the original price you had it on. What it sold for, if it sells for $1 million, that would be 100% percentage of original list price to what you sold it for. Now you can see here the past couple months we've been above 100%. So February 99.9%. Let's just call that 100% right now. So since February, we've been at about 100%. And why am I showing you these numbers right here? Super important, because when you come over here to the average days on market for these same homes, these are just residential that we're talking about. You'll see here, February, 29 days on market, it's starting to shoot down on the days on market. And even in April, you have 19 days on market, and it goes up to 21 days on market. Just a 2-day change. Well, did that affect the original percentage of list price? It did a little bit. So it almost goes right alongside with how many days you're on market and how much you're going to get for that original list price. Pricing is super important. You really need to hit that mark. And honestly, like I was talking about earlier, go a little bit under that mark. Bring in as many eyes as you can, and you will get that home off the market, not have to sit on the market with holding costs, wonder why it's not selling, wonder why everybody hates your home. Just kidding. It's honestly, you have to price it properly. So as you can see here, even with March 2022, 111.8% of original list price. Why is that important? Well, interest rates were super low at that time. Purchasing power was way up there. So what do we look at when we see March of 2022 over here? You have, where was it? There it is. March 2022, you have 9 days on market. So this right here, you'll see, is the exact opposite of this right here. So, which is a good thing. You have these average percent of original list price. This graph is going way up, and this right here is on the bottom part. So what happened after that? Over here, let's just look at January 2023. Well, January 2023 down here, if you look, January 2023, the lowest point of original list price at 95%, which is still pretty high when you think about, the interest rates being up there and kind of just what the market and where the mortgage rates were at that time. The mortgage rates weren't extremely high. They weren't blowing us out of the water at that time, but people weren't used to the mortgage rates as opposed to the year before or the previous years. They were saying, oh, mortgage rates were at 3%, 2.5%, 4%. Now they've shot up to 7%, which is the new norm. It's not going to go back down to 3%. It's not going to go to 4%. It's going to be a very long time if that does happen. So the new norm is happening, and people are getting a little more comfortable with these mortgage rates. But that doesn't mean that if you put your home on the market, it's just going to sell. That's not how it works. And if you increase that price, it's definitely not going to just bring more eyeballs and say, oh, well, I didn't want to buy it at this price. Let's buy it at a higher price before it goes off the market. That's not the mentality of any of the buyers. And if your agent tells you that, well, you should probably have a good talk with them. So if you have any other questions, please throw them in the comments and smash that like button. I'll see you next week.